Welcome back to part 2 of stripe installation. By always starting with the sleeper allows you to adjust the door and the hood stripes as you move on. Remember, stripe sections slightly move as you install them, so you will have to readjust the alignment of the stripes as you finish each section. Here I readjust the door section to match the ending points of the sleeper section. Because you are given 2-inch overlap, adjustments should be accurate. I install all sections on every truck the same way. Separate the stripe from the liner, cut a diagonal in the liner, tuck the liner under the stripe, align the uninstalled section with the installed section, pull the liner back 5 inches and slowly in an up and down manner rub the stripe down with my fingers. Repeat the process as I go across the door and then go over the stripe with the squeegee. I got an idea. Let's do something novel. To show you that I do the same install on every truck, how about a door section installation on a totally different truck, and this time I will only use the squeegee instead of my hand. Here we go. I had to reposition the door and the hood stripe because the sleeper section slightly moved during the installation. Reposition door graphics to sleeper by removing the old tape and remeasuring and resetting the stripe on the door and on the hood to align with the sleeper. After realigning the stripe, retape the door, the cowl, and the hood section again. Here I repeat the standard procedure. Separate the stripe from the liner and cut a diagonal off the liner. Next I tuck the liner under the stripe up to the masking tape. Crease the liner with my finger. Take the door stripe and align it to the sleeper section. Once it is aligned, it is time to anchor it down. Using a squeegee, I push the stripe down onto the truck. I push the stripe down towards the bend in the liner. Remove the next set of tape. Pull liner back 5 inches. Squeegee towards the liner's bend. As you approach the hinge, make sure the stripe is taped onto the truck's cowl. Cut the stripe down the center of the hinge. Pull the liner up to the tape before the hinge and squeegee down the stripe. Be sure to jam the stripe into the end of the door, and after you do that, you're going to cut off the excess. Back to the door opening, and now to tuck the stripe in and around the door. Use your fingers to roll the stripe over the door's rounded edge, and use the squeegee to sandwich the stripe in between the door lock and the body. Trim off the excess stripe material. Remove the transfer tape and check for bubbles and move on to the cowl. I anchored the cowl section down here. Remove the tape and the liner and squeegee the stripe down into the joint of the cowl and the hood. Open the hood, cut in between the stripe, and use your fingers to push the stripe into the recess. Trim the excess stripe around the perimeter of the opening. Trim and remove any excess material from the back of the cowl. Remove the transfer tape and use your fingers to rub down the ends of the stripe into the truck. And now back to the truck at hand. I do the exact same procedure with the hood stripe. Reposition the stripe all the way down the hood, matching the installed cowl section. Remeasure and retape the hood stripe, separate stripe from the liner, cut a diagonal, tuck liner under the stripe, pull and position the stripe on the install section and install. I'm going to let you watch until we get down to the mirror bracket. Here I cut the stripe in small sections as I slowly force in small increments the stripe into the contours of the mirror gasket. Remove the transfer tape and using your fingers roll the stripe around and into the hood opening, trimming off any of the excess, and once you do that, you're finished. Thank you.